11 Alive is counting down the days until the FIFA World Cup right here in Atlanta. Thank you for joining us. I'm Joe Ripley. Years of preparations have led to this exact moment as the city of Atlanta joins cities across the U.S., Mexico, and Canada in welcoming the world. And safety is top of mind as the World Cup nears. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcedo reports on how Metro Atlanta is preparing.
So Atlanta police say that this may be one of the biggest events that the city has hosted in quite some time, but their message tonight is pretty simple. They have been preparing for this for some time, and tonight they say that they believe that they are ready. About 2 years that they've been preparing, to be exact. I want you to take a look at some video of them preparing over the last 2 years and really training to make sure that they're ready for this moment. They will continue training, and they will be patrolling fan zones. You'll even see horse units out in large crowds around downtown. Police say on peak game days, you'll see an extra presence as well. The department says many officers will also move to 12-hour shifts during the 6-week FIFA stretch while still keeping patrol teams active in Atlanta neighborhoods outside the downtown core. But they are making it very clear tonight. They say keeping people safe won't just fall on law enforcement. They're asking people who live here and visitors coming to the city to follow that see something, say something message. APD says if people notice something suspicious, large disruptive gatherings or safety issues, they should call or text 911 immediately.
750 on peak will be deployed to the game detail. 250 of those are from other agencies. I appreciate all the chiefs and the sheriffs that are provided. But keep in mind, we have 1,840 members on the sworn side of our department. So 1,840, you can, doing the math, the majority of our officers will still be in the neighborhoods. And the majority of the officers will still be investigating crimes, and the majority of the officers will still be assigned in a manner to make sure we address any public safety issues that arrive.
We also heard some questions about homeless encampments, our unhoused population here, and immigration enforcement as well. APD wants to make it clear that they are focused on making sure that our unhoused population has the resources that they need and that they try to find them housing as they can. They are focused on making zero arrests if they do happen to clear out unhoused encampments. When it comes to immigration enforcement, they say that they have zero contact with ICE or the federal government. Their focus is on counterterrorism, preventing crime in the city, and of course public safety. That will be their focus during this 6-week stretch, as it always is here on a day-to-day basis in the city of Atlanta.
Federal partners are also preparing for the World Cup right here in Atlanta and across the nation. 11 Alive's Chase Howell has more now on the FBI's preparations and their warning for some.
Right now, the FBI in Atlanta tells me that there are no current threats here locally, but they do want to warn people of these spoof FIFA sites. Take a look at some of them down here. Now, I'm told by agents that these scammers are using these sites to basically take your personal information and steal your money by selling you fake FIFA tickets.
The FBI has robots descended for bomb threats, tactical gear for agents to wear on the ground, and drones to put up in the sky to monitor for threats from a bird's eye view. But attacks don't just come from up high or on the ground in the age of the internet. They also come from the clicks of a keyboard. So how does the FBI in Atlanta field office prepare for a fight they can't see coming? This is what one agent told me.
The FBI is all there and ready to participate in working. We are, and that includes across the board. That's our criminal team, that's our criminal program, that's our cyber program, that's our counterintelligence, that's our counterterrorism. Everyone has a role to play. That tracking and monitoring of cyber activity has been ongoing, and so our teams are working to ensure that if there is something, we're in line to mitigate it.
An agent with the FBI says because of social media and the internet, they're made aware of threats a lot quicker, and in turn can respond faster than years prior. Reporting, Chase Howell, 11 Alive News.
Atlanta's former Olympic Village is getting a new assignment 3 decades later. While most visitors might be looking at hotels for some of their stays, Georgia Tech dorms will be a base for some. The city of Atlanta stands on the global stage again.
It's just really neat to be able to have something like the Olympics 30 years ago, where we had the Olympic Village right here where we're standing, and then I'll also bring another village back for a global event like the World Cup.
John Nasir, Director of Conference Services at Georgia Tech, says the school has met monumental moments before, And now, with Atlanta set to host 8 FIFA World Cup matches this summer, Georgia Tech is offering soccer stays, 1,200 rooms in the North Avenue apartments on campus for fans, staff, and volunteers.
You know, we have a duty really to generate enough revenue to cover our own expenses and then push that revenue back into the students. So it all goes back into the student facilities, it all goes back to contain student fees.
Nasir says the rooms will go for $178 each, around half the market rate, he says, of nearby stays during the tournament.
We looked around at local hotels, we looked around at Airbnbs, we looked at other long-term lodging options that were marketing themselves for the World Cup.
Your fee gets you breakfast, parking in a covered deck, access to the fitness center and sand volleyball court, plus a 10 to 15-minute walk to the stadium.
I can't think of many places where you're going to have a gated complex, you're going to have a dining facility at a state-of-the-art institution.
Nasir says Georgia Tech police will step up patrols, monitoring campus 24 hours a day. Georgia Tech hopes to capitalize off the beautiful game, generating buzz all over the city.
It is so awesome to be in the middle of this, vibrant city that's always engaging in large-scale events and innovation.
One local pop-up is inviting visitors to experience the city through the people who live here. 11 Alive's Danielle Nottingham visited the downtown Atlanta shop, highlighting the city's artists.
At Be Kind ATL, owner Savannah Stevens hopes visitors feel the love.
I believe in the power of kindness. I believe that you should smile at your neighbor. I believe that you should welcome people in, and there is a real power in that.
Stevens is a Spelman graduate and says the World Cup inspired the shop's mission to give Atlanta artists visibility while keeping local dollars in local hands.
I love it. Oh, that keychain, yes, absolutely. It's a keychain, yeah. So y'all, we're Southern down here. We say y'all. I want them to know that a real person who lives here, raises their families here, takes the MARTA train here, are the ones that are going to be receiving their dollars, their support.
Shop curator Plachette Ellis says every item reflects the real Atlanta experience.
Peaches, the city in the forest, our rich bike community, our graffiti history.
From socks to streetwear and artwork, there's something for everyone.
You're gonna see art from Tiny Doors. You're gonna see artwork from Chilio, which he is an amazing philanthropist.
Stevens and Ellis want FIFA fans to experience the heart of the city too busy to hate.
Atlanta is more than lemon pepper wings. We have more than enough culture that you could take a little bit of Atlanta with you.
With 500,000 visitors expected for FIFA, Atlanta's culture is ready for the world stage.
A heavy lift for officials as the World Cup. We'll have to figure out how to move tens of thousands of people in multiple ways all at once. But there is a science to it and a plan. 11 Alive's Doug Turnbull from the traffic team spoke with an expert about how Atlanta's past experience has set the city up now for success.
Atlanta may recently have scored the 8th worst traffic in the Consumer Affairs ranking of U.S. cities, but the city's past experiences hosting the 2019 Super Bowl, last year's MLB All-Star Game, the College Football National Championship, the NCAA Final Four, and even the mega Taylor Swift and Beyonce concerts have proven this notoriously congested town can handle the crowd push.
So Georgia was pretty had a lot of foresight, and is really paying dividends now because they can hold an event like the World Cup, which is going to involve state coordination, city coordination, local county coordination, and they can do that.
Part of that foresight, Hunter said, is GDOT years ago incentivizing various local governments to standardize their traffic signal equipment so the signals can talk to each other and adjust to vehicle and pedestrian traffic needs. Speaking of communication, officials have to start talking before technology can.
Kind of learned the system. Here's how we get everybody in the same room. Here's how we get everybody to talk.
Hunter said some of these people will be working in traffic operations centers to manually change signals and plans based on the situation.
It's not about moving necessarily cars, it's about moving people, and you move them a lot of different ways.
And they'll have to overly communicate with visitors on the ground who are new to Atlanta's transportation systems. But he says that Mercedes-Benz Stadium's closeness to transit, pedestrian access, and the freeway make it a prime place to host these large crowds. As for how locals should react to the spike in commuter volume this June and July,
the World Cup is here, right? This is good for Atlanta.
Doug Turnbull, 11 Alive News.
When we come back, we are speaking one-on-one with FIFA ambassador, former Atlanta United player, and former U.S. men's national team player Greg Garza. You'll hear his thoughts on who will be the breakout star this year. Welcome back as we continue to count down until the beginning of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, 8 of those matches to be played right here in the city of Atlanta. 11 Alive recently got a chance to sit down with former Atlanta United player and FIFA ambassador Greg Garza to talk all things World Cup here in the A. Here's 11 Alive's Dan Kennedy.
For folks who've never experienced this kind of atmosphere before, what can they expect from the World Cup being in their backyard in Atlanta?
I think we are all so excited to see so many people and cultures and countries come together. That's the beauty of the World Cup. You want everyone to experience these fan fests. You have the most popular sport putting together an absolute show in every backyard within every community. So for someone who loves diversity and preaches diversity for Major League Soccer, I think even myself, to see so many cultures and countries come together, Atlanta is already a melting pot. So why not make every single community within the United States a melting pot for this wonderful tournament that's right around the corner?
You know, a melting pot, and Atlanta's also kind of exploded as a soccer city over the last decade, as you should know. I mean, as somebody who has played here, why is this market such a good such a good host for some of these matches?
I think it is because of the diversity. You have the Venezuelan pockets in Alpharetta, the Colombian pockets in Cumming. You have so many people in Midtown, downtown to come together. All of these different diverse cultures and ethnicities and countries that one of the most beautiful things within playing for Atlanta United were to see so many different flags around the stadium. And that's something that I think you will continuously see throughout the World Cup. With our success that we had at Atlanta United in 2018, it was so visible to see from the fields. And I think that it is just going to be amplified within this wonderful tournament that FIFA is about to host.
You know, Greg, in our intro to you, I was talking about all those teams that are now arriving in North America. Spain staying up in Chattanooga. We have Uzbekistan staying down here in Atlanta, and they're training at Atlanta United headquarters. I'm curious to know what kind of maybe deeper impact Uzbekistan being here may have on the community while they are here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I know a lot of people from Uzbekistan that reside in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm sure we will probably see some Uzbekistan flags probably pop around, and I think an influx of a lot of people traveling from all over the world into the cities. And I know Atlanta, along with every other city within the United States, is fully prepared, whether it be the MARTA or traffic during the World Cup. I'm sure will be a little bit amplified in terms of just being organized as much as possible, because you will have an influx of millions and millions of people within Atlanta and every other city within the United States. So just to see so many countries come together and all the flags be out, I think that is the beauty of what the World Cup can provide, and the most popular sport in the world as well.
You know, you probably seen the headlines about some hotels and Airbnbs being disappointed by some of the demand so far. Do you think that's going to change in the days leading up? You think folks are just waiting last minute to book?
You know, I think there will be an absolute influx of people getting closer to the games. I'm sure people are still probably trying to figure out what cities and what countries they want to watch. But I do see every city, including Atlanta, completely filled with so many people from all over the world. And I'm just looking forward, even as a fan myself now, as a retired professional soccer player, to see the fan fest, to see the city packed with different flags in different countries and people that are going to really enjoy themselves within the city of Atlanta and what we have to offer.
Yeah, because, I mean, even if you're not going to some of the matches, the fan fest, to your point, even just being around some of the excitement's going to be very special, almost a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a lot of folks. What about, speaking of opportunities, some of the local businesses here and how they could potentially cash in over these next 6 weeks or so?
Whether you are a pub or any bar in downtown Atlanta, or even the other pockets of every other city within Atlanta and just Metro itself, I think it is a wonderful and unique opportunity. I hope every single game will be on every single TV, whether you're going to eat some good wings, whatever it is you have planned in Atlanta. I think that every place and every restaurant in all of these pockets, and I think that's the beauty of it. You can go to Buford Highway and catch any type of food that you want, but I'm sure every TV will be hosting any type of game, so you can get some good grub, some good food, but also enjoy a wonderful game. So, I think that's the beauty of Atlanta.
Greg, you know Atlanta. You still live here?
I am. I reside in Vining, so not too far away. Just a little bit of what we call OTP, but close enough to the city to where I can catch a game. That's for sure.
When you look ahead to this World Cup, what teams are you watching most closely?
I think my favorite to win the World Cup is, I think, France. I think they have the most depth. I think they've done so well within the past couple of decades in terms of just building an absolute World Cup roster that is just so dominant. And then also seeing PSG win back-to-back Champions Leagues. I think that's a major component to their success in terms of just creating young players that are able to flourish and thrive within that environment on the world stage. But most importantly, the one thing for me as being a former U.S. men's national team player is to see how well our national team does and the backing that they have. I think that when you represent your country and you play for something that is so much more than just the name on the back of your jersey, you play for your community, you play for your family, you play for all of these fans and everybody that is involved within this country. So I'm really, really intrigued and interested to see how far they can go. I think with a push and a catapult push that we can give them, hopefully do something that is monumental and to continue to help this sport flourish and grow within the communities and country that we live in.
So U.S. is in Group D. I believe they're actually favored to make it out of that group, right? To win that group. How far do you see them making it?
I really see them doing something that is getting as far to the quarterfinals or semifinals with the push that we have from this country and the push that we have being on home soil. I think that every city of wherever they are playing is going to back them as much as possible. You are going to see streets filled with people with U.S. flags. And you have seen across the decades of how much this sport has grown. So I think so many people are able to come together within every community that we live in. And when you are able to support the national team and give them that extra push, why not hope and dream of something that can be monumental to their success?
Greg, it seems every World Cup we have a breakout global superstar, somebody who just makes a big name for themselves. Is there somebody we should be keeping an eye on over the next 6 weeks?
I think Lamine Yamal is probably one of the most talked. He is somebody that hopefully can really have that debut game in Atlanta. I know he's coming off a little nick and nag and injury, but somebody who plays for Spain. And if you have the opportunity and chance to catch him against Cape Verde, that very first opening match within Atlanta, I will be there. I will be watching with my kids. All three of my boys have a Lamine Yamal jersey, ready to watch him if he is able to appear in that very first game. But I think somebody who is so young, still a teenager, who has really made a name for himself over the past few years in Barcelona, but somebody who I think on a personal level who will be able to thrive on a world stage. But there are so many young players, even on the Mexican national team. You have another likes of Gil Mora, who is somebody that my kids follow. My firstborn was born in Mexico, born in Tijuana. He plays for Club Tijuana. So that's another teenager who has really burst into the scene the past couple of years. So a lot of teenagers who I think can give kids a dreaming moment and say, hey, this is possible for me. This is something that I can dream of one day, being on a world stage. So that's probably the biggest thing that I'm looking towards, is just seeing all of these teenagers really burst onto the scene and making a name for themselves on a world stage.
All right, Greg, final question for you. You mentioned your three kids you're going to be taking to the game. I'm taking my 4-year-old son to one of the games. Any advice to his parents as we introduce our children to the game of soccer?
I think it's just to enjoy the diversifying cultures of every country coming together. That is the beauty of this sport. There is no other sport like soccer that can bring so many countries together. It doesn't matter what religion, what race, what color, what your beliefs are. I think it is the coolest and most unique sport that exists within our world today to bring people together and have us just be as one. You play as a team. The global respect that this sport brings to so many different cultures and countries. I think that is the most unique thing as a father, to see all these countries come together to make new friends, to create new relationships and bonds while you are in the stadium.
When we return, how you can join in on all the FIFA fun this summer in Atlanta at WatchFest all over the Metro. Welcome back as we count it down until the start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. While hundreds of thousands of folks are expected to watch the game at FIFA Atlanta Stadium, many more will be watching at bars and watch parties across Metro Atlanta. 11 Alive's Zach Merchant spoke with Andrea Arnold, the city manager for the city of Decatur, about Decatur WatchFest.
A lot of excitement for, of course, all of us here in Metro Atlanta, and in particular, in your case, a lot of excitement in Decatur as we are just a few days out from the World Cup now.
That's right. We're ready to kick off the festivities starting on the first day of the World Cup, which is next Thursday, June 11th. And that will be the first of 34 days of concerts and matches and just the food and fun up on the Decatur Square.
Concerts and matches and food and fun. That's a lot of things I know a lot of people are going to be quite interested in taking part in and enjoying themselves. For somebody who might be watching right now and they want to take part, they want to go out, they want to take their family out and enjoy, what do they need to know about WatchFest?
Well, I recommend that they go out to the website, and that's Decatur WatchFest26.com, and you can find the schedule of events on our website, and you can actually download that to your calendar, and that will show you all of the matches that we're showing as well as each of the concerts. And there'll be a concert every day in addition to at least one match, but on many days we'll be showing 2 or 3 of the matches. And then if we're not showing the matches up on the square, then we encourage you to go into some of our restaurants and pubs to catch the matches there.
This has been surely a big logistical effort to get all of this set up and ready to go before the World Cup kicks off. How many different businesses and entities, entrepreneurs, performers were involved in putting this all together?
That's a great question. And all I can tell you is that this started with the idea of 5 people, our 5 city commissioners, about 2 years ago. Once they realized that the World Cup was coming to Atlanta. And then from there, we engaged probably 30 or 40 residents, business owners, other volunteers in the community. And from there, I'm sure we've had probably close to 100 people helping to get this event underway. And then we're not going to be able to do this without some great volunteers. And we'll have over 300 volunteers that will be participating all during the event to make this a warm, welcoming, and fun event for everybody.
A big group effort to put this all together. I would suspect it is also going to have an economic impact for Decatur. As you get ready to kick this off, what kind of economic impact is the city expecting from all of this?
Yes, we actually have an economic impact report that's been prepared by a local Emory professor, and I mean we're expecting to see an economic impact well over $100 million in terms of a financial investment in our community, and so we know that's going to be great for our businesses and also great for the folks that live here.
And for the city at large, it's not the only place in the metro where there are going to be events going on and people getting together to watch matches and enjoy them. Make the case for somebody who's thinking about where they want to go and spend the bulk of their time as they're watching the World Cup, because I would suspect you and your perspective would be Decatur's the place to be.
That's right. First of all, I'm sure there's plenty of fun to go around, and so I know that there are other cities in the metro area that are putting on events, and I encourage people to go check those out. But after you've done that, come back to Decatur and stay. But also for Decatur, it's just so easy. All of the events are taking place right on top of the Decatur MARTA station, and that is on the brand new Decatur Square. So if you haven't seen the Decatur Square, we just finished an $8.5 million renovation of the square with a brand new performance stage, and Big Boy will be taking that stage next Thursday at the start of the event. And also, folks, you can hop on MARTA and you can head down to the Atlanta Stadium. It's just 7 stops down to the stadium. Catch the Fan Fest, maybe go to a match while you're there, but then just hop back on the train and it's a straight shot back to Decatur.
Thank you so much for joining us as we count it down, the final days until the FIFA World Cup. 8 of those matches to be hosted right here in Atlanta. I'm Joe Ripley. We've got more news for you next.